Good evening, everyone. My name is Candace Smith, and this is Duval Connect Magazine Community Talk. And I'm excited about this evening, about our chats that we've been having. And so this evening, I'm going to be talking about a few events that are getting ready to take place in Duval County. I'm going to be talking about voting because that's something big that's taking place throughout Florida. And so the NAACP has brought back Souls to the Polls, this Sunday event. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Remembering Skate City, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And another event that's taking place in Duval County, I got a chance to speak with the event coordinator. So I want to speak about that. And we're going to kind of recap the school board. Y'all let me know if you all can hear me okay. I see somebody in here. So let me know if you can hear me okay. But we're going to be recapping some of the interviews that took place with the candidates. And then as well, talking about the U.S. Senate race. And then I ran across a news story about a Stanton student assault case that took place about 2 years ago, but it's going to court. So it's back in the news and it's making headlines there. And I want to share some information about that. So, yeah, we got a couple of things we're going to talk about tonight. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. If you run across this video, please share. If you're in the Duval County area and you're putting together events that's for the community, you can always email Duval Connect 2020 at gmail.com. You can always go to madcloud.com to check out our latest issues. We often discuss community topics and highlight different people that uh, are doing some great things in the community. So, oh, let me see here. Oh, okay. So I got a thumbs up for the sound is good. So thank you for that. Keep me posted if that changes because I have been having some issues. But nevertheless, I am excited about this evening discussion. I got some videos I want to play, so I pray everything works well. And I may have to go out of order a little bit because I did get some updated information and I want to be able to share that. So give me 1 second. So I got a chance to speak with this young woman today. about this event I ran across online. And I said, "Oh, this is pretty cool. I want to share and talk about that." But I do like to speak to the people that I'm getting ready to share their events with. So I like to speak with them first. But I spoke with a young woman. She's a mother, and she is very talented. She has a lot of skills. And so she has a 501c3, and she's looking to do some different events in the community. So she's having a paint, sip, and clip for the young men to offer them free haircuts. And while they get their haircuts, so while they're waiting, they can paint as well. So this is Sunday, August 30th, 2026, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The main spa and suites. If you want more information, I can get you connected to the person that's a part of it. And if you're looking to connect with someone to put together some events that's similar, this is something she's looking to do in the community. So hopefully, there'll be an opportunity for us to either speak with her or learn more about some other things that she's doing. But there's a QR code on here. You can scan it to get more information. Um, and I did share the post to our Duval Connect group page on Facebook. So the full post is there. You can see it and get more information there as well. So, but if you want the flyers sent directly to you, you can email me or message me, and I'll definitely do that. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. When I was scrolling through social media, I try to stay up on what's going on in Jacksonville. So, once again, if you have an event out there and you want to talk about it, you want to give the community more information about what you're going to be having going on and trying to sell your tickets, you can definitely hit Duval Connect Magazine up at Duval Connect 2020 at gmail.com. So yeah, that's what's up. I got to speak with her a little later this afternoon. I had already put together a lot of things, so that's why that event is not on here. But nevertheless, now I can kind of kick off from remembering Skate City. So y'all, this another event that I saw scrolling on Facebook. I said, "Oh man, Skate City, that did bring back a lot of memories for me." I saw it, but I didn't look into it. But I finally looked at the flyer. I called the number that's on there. And so this is put together by Kimberly Daniels. And so I didn't get to speak with her, but I spoke with someone at her office. This is really cool. They basically on at the August 7th event, I learned that they gave out scholarships to the alumni or the alum from Reigns and Reebok. So they received scholarships last Friday. They had a free entry. Kimberly Daniels and the group, the organization that put this together, they paid for your skates. You got to skate as long as you wanted to skate. And yeah, so $1,000 scholarships was given out. And so this particular Friday, that's in 2 days, they're going to be back honoring some people in the community, some leaders in the community. So I told her I would give her a call back to learn more, and we may get together, and I may end up getting an interview to get more information on, the people that got the scholarships and the people that they were honoring at the event. So I'll keep you all posted on that. You can keep a close eye out on our blog, duvalconnect.blogspot.com, and go there. And that's how you'll know if we put an article out about it. So, yeah, I was excited about that, learning about that. Let me see if I got some more information on it. So, I want to make sure that you know, because sometimes a building is more than a building. Sometimes a place becomes a part of the story of a community, and that definitely is Skate City. I was letting the woman that I was speaking with know, we were talking about it, how it's just been such a staple in the community. I can recall going there on Sundays and skating and just having a good time. And we both laughed like, the other nights we weren't really allowed to go because we were in church. But I'm like, yeah, but we got to come on Sundays and other times or whatever. But it was just fun. And I was thinking about how, much the place, sometimes just seeing a certain place stay there means something. It's heartbreaking sometimes the fact to drive down the road and you can remember when there was something else there and now it's different and now it's changed. And so when it's places like that, that really means something. So, yeah, for generations of Jacksonville residents, skating rinks have been places where friendships were made, music was celebrated, families gathered, and young people simply had a place to have fun. That's why Remembering Planet Skate celebration is about much more than skating. It's about memory, it's about community, and it's about making sure the next generation understands the legacy that came before them. So, does anybody have any memories from Skate City? Any memories that you have from being at Skate City? I would love to learn or hear about some memories some people have had there. Yeah. When I was typing it in, a lot of pictures came up. So I went through a lot of pictures on Facebook. I guess people would upload their pictures and tags Skate City. So if you ever have some time and you kind of want to go down memory lane, you should do that. It was very nostalgic. So, this event is supposed to bring together people who remember Jacksonville's skating culture while creating an opportunity for a new generation to experience the same sense of community. When I was speaking with the lady, that's working with Kimberly Daniels on this event, she was sharing with me, yeah, one young woman, one little girl, I guess she was a little girl, she basically skated till she couldn't skate anymore. Like she was like, she just had her a great time. And those are the memories that count, they're lasting. She did share that some of another family saw the flyer and they had a daughter that a birthday was coming up for one of their kids. And so they came out to that and kind of used that as the birthday celebration. You didn't have to pay for entry, you didn't have to pay for skates, and nobody said anything about it. They was happy about it. So that's the type of things that I really like to hear and highlight. I felt like that was really cool, that memories are still being made there. So that's what's up. Yeah, so check it out. It's free skating for everyone. The first event included free admission and free skates for everyone. And that wasn't just simply a quick skate around the rink. Everyone had the opportunity to skate as much as they wanted, so um and then the $1,000 scholarships for Reebok and Reigns alumni for class attendance that was awarded. So yeah, check it out if you want more information. If you need the flyer, let me know. Duval Connect 2020, I'll send it to you. So let's see here. I think that's everything I wanted to say about that. I think we're doing good. Talked about Remembrance Skate City. We talked about paint, sip, and clip. Little bit, I may have more information for you next week on this event. So the NAACP Souls to the Pole Faith Fellowship Freedom Voting, Sunday, August 16th. Jacksonville, it's time to talk about something that connects family, faith, community, and civic engagement, the right to vote. So this Sunday, August 16th, churches, civic organization, community groups, families, friends, and neighbors are coming together for second Sunday, Souls to the Poll. The message is simple: faith, fellowship, freedom, and voting. This isn't about telling you who to vote for. It's about reminding our community that our vote is your vote, your voice. And civic participation is one way we exercise that voice. So, what is Second Sunday? Second Sunday is being presented as a community effort to bring people together around early voting and civic engagement. The event organizers are encouraging Jacksonville residents to gather with their church families, friends, neighbors, and community organizations and participate in early voting together. And there's something powerful about that idea. Voting doesn't have to be something we do alone, it can become part of a larger conversation about our neighborhoods, our families, and the future we want to help shape. So basically, these Souls to the Polls events, this is something I've seen done Florida wide. I've seen them done with Faith in Florida here in Pasco County, also in Miami Dade County. I think I've seen some in Hillsborough, possibly in St. Pete too, as well, where they'll have Souls to the Polls and they try to get you right after church to plan some sort of event where you all can go together. In between the time you get out of church and you go eat, go vote as a group. That's what the Souls to the Polls really wants you to do. They want you to, make that time, right after church or possibly even after you done ate, if it's not too late, to go out and vote in a group. Come to an agreement that you will all go together. So if you're someone who feels civically led to go to your church members, go to your church and say, hey, would y'all all like to go together and vote after church right before we go eat or go home? And get everybody together to then go and go to your polling places to vote. It could be really something fun and exciting to do together. You can all post your pictures and tag the church or tag whatever organization, that you decide, hey, we're not going to even worry about who everybody's going to vote for because they can't really do that. They can't tell you who to vote for. They can inform you on the candidates, and then you make your own choice and decision, but you can all go together as a group. So I did reach out to them. I didn't get an answer, but I was reaching out because I basically wanted to learn more about them, saying, if you look at the original post from the NAACP Jacksonville, the original post says something about we fought to get this back. I'm like, what do you mean y'all fought to get it back? Did it go away? You know, and even on the flyer, it says Second Sunday is back. So, you know, I may try to reach back out to them again. If I get more information, I'll keep y'all posted on that. But I did want to know what that was about. I said, what is that about? I never heard about that. Yeah. But thank you all for tuning in. We'll be doing community talk every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. If you have events that you would like for us to discuss, email Duval Connect 2020 at gmail.com. Yeah, if you have a topic you want to talk about, you want to discuss, you can do the same message, email, you know what to do. So, yeah, I did want to go back over a few. I think I wanted to play a few clips from the previous candidates that has come through. If you all do not know, early voting is going on. So, one second here, I want to share some information with everybody. Yep, we are in early voting. So you can go out and make your vote count on the blog now at duvalconnect.blogspot.com. We have all of the early voting dates. We have the election date. We have the times that the polls are open, which is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we have all of the polling locations. There were some changes with certain precincts. We have those changes listed as well. So you might want to check that out. But the election date is Tuesday, August 18th, 2026 from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On election day, you must go to your assigned precinct or polling location. Okay? So early voting started Friday, August 7th, and it stops Sunday, August 16th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. If you're an eligible registered Duval County voter, you can vote at any of the early voting locations, regardless of your assigned election day precinct. So there are 24 early voting locations: Argyle Branch Library, Beaches, Brandon and Brooks, West Connect, um, EWU, Shell Suite Community Center, Holiday Inn, Bartram Park South, Mandarin Branch Library. It's a lot. So it's 24 different ones, and they're all on the blog. So you can check that out. Let's see here. Yeah. If you want more information, I can definitely send you a link. Here's a few of the locations on here if you want this visual, or if you need some additional information, you can hit me up. I'll send you what I got. Oh, my son is leaving me messages, letting me know to make sure I mute my mic before I play a video. Because I do have a video to play, speaking of which. I think it's about time we move to the next topic, which I did want to share about the previous candidates. And so that's the next thing that I do want to get into. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we had 3 candidates to stop by Community Talk and talk about their candidacy, their policies, and things that they want to change. So I have a few clips that I'll play tonight. These are the 3 candidates that I'll play some clips from. Terrence Myers up there on the right, top right. Donna Westridge, first person. Clarence James at the bottom. 2 of which was from District 2. And I did reach out to all of them listed on here. So, and I share information from their websites, and some of them put out public statements on certain things. So I shared that as well. So you can check out our blog and Facebook page for information on that. And clips and previous interviews are all here on YouTube. So you can find it there. Yeah, so let's see here. What do I have? So this is what I shared about Dr. Gracie Bell. Let's see if this will play. This page here that lets you know, okay, why are you running for Duval County School Board and what makes you the right person for this role? So she says, the Duval County School District was a part of my life for 33 years. Currently, I am a retired teacher, an assistant principal. Therefore, serving the community as a professional in education is my life. However, as I speak, I am an advocate for education. I am a certified community leader as well. I have served on various committees at the United States White House, City Hall, and met with legislators concerning bills using my influence to sway opinions relating to educational issues. My affiliated organizations are the NAACP Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and Black Women Education Leaders. So my voice is used to advocate for the youth, the elderly, educational issues, and economic issues.
From their parents, kids do, kids are going to be kids. But we have to trust. I'll just give you an example. We've had kids that they got sent to alternative school because they caused major incidents at the school. Social media is a huge problem. That is a topic in itself in our school system with the cell phones. They get on social media, they keep things going, they plan stuff, they plan teen takeovers. That's part of social media as well. They do it during school hours, and we work hand in hand with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to get that information out. but they get on social media and they're telling you what they're going to do when they get back to the school. And our staff members are really good. I mean, they're really good at following the kids on social media, see what's going on because they care. And we've had an incident where they've told, don't send the kid back to the school. There's going to be a major incident. Well, the district has insisted that the principal take the child back to the school. Child gets to the school. Days later, we have huge brawls. Had multiple police had to respond to get it under control. And I won't mention the school specifically, but we have incidents like that, and we have to believe what our staff is telling us. They're the boots on the ground. They're the ears on the, they're making contact with our kids on a daily basis. They know our kids, and our kids talk to our staff. A lot of times, our staff at the schools, a lot of times, are the most positive influence in some of our kids' lives throughout the entire day. And that's just a fact because their home lives are very troublesome, and they have obstacles at home that they're trying to overcome, and a lot of with getting the cell phones out of the schools, even if it was putting them in the locked bag, the magnetic locked bag. I've heard that we've got some schools throughout different districts that use that, where you have to put your phone in the locked magnetic bag. It's sealed the entire day. At the end of the day, it's got a special booth you go to and unlocks your phone. You take it home. A lot of your entertainment events are now doing that. When you go to concerts and stuff, thousands of people have to lock their phones in this bag. You keep possession of your phone, but you just don't have access for usage during the event because they don't want you recording the event. So because I can assure you about on our any violent incident we have, there probably I'm lowballing it. Well, 80%, at least 80% has a social media element to it. Somewhere there was disagreements on social media. It was hyped on social media, uh, and so forth. Video and fights, all kind of different stuff. So threats being on social media, that kind of stuff. So I would love to do a better job in getting those phones out of the schools. And we talk about charter schools. I really, when I was in school, we didn't have charter schools was not a big thing. I'm 54 years old, and my oldest is 35 years old. And when they were in school, charter schools weren't a big issue. So charter schools for me is fairly new. So learning about charter schools and touring some of the charter schools, that is one of the main things that they do. You don't have your cell phone with you during the day, and it eliminates a lot of the problems.
So
So,
why haven't that been established for public schools?
and that's a good question, and that's one of the reasons why I'm running.
Okay, so those are a few clips. I didn't know my mic was muted, but nevertheless, I wanted to play two or three of them from the latest. The other ones, the sound quality is not the best, so I didn't put them up. But whatever clips I have, they're available on YouTube as well as Facebook. So, yeah, that those candidates will be on this ballot that's coming up for this election. So, we at least got to hear from three of them who made some power. A lot of, they had very powerful stances, and their reasonings for running, was very strong and what they believe in. And it was all positive changes. So, you know, yeah. hmm So you guys govern yourselves accordingly. Govern yourselves accordingly as you get ready to head to the polls. Anybody out there already voted? I would love to know if you've already voted. So last week, I kind of spoke about things that's going on with JEA, and I put out more information on our blog, and there's a video posted on YouTube breaking it down, the investigation going on with both JEA and JTA. So it's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. We got to make sure that we are aware at all times of exactly what's going on. So let me touch back on this Senate race. I don't know if you all are aware. I mean, you absolutely just have to be, you have to be aware that Duval County's own Angie Nixon is running for U.S. State Senate. And so her name will be on the ballot on for early voting and for voting election day. And so this is one of her competition. I don't know. Other candidate, Vinman, and in the middle is his wife. And last week we broke down the situation that went down online between them. And Angie did speak out about it. She spoke out about it a couple of times. So you could check out her page if you want to know her responses to it and different things like that. But it was a few things we pointed out as we've been following Angie's race since she started. So there's several videos, there's several blogs on things she's spoken out about throughout her entire candidacy. She's let us know what her policies are. She's been very, very clear about it. So you can definitely get some good information on where she stands from our blog, duvalconnect.blogspot.com. I shared a couple of news reports about that as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and begin to get into the discussion for tonight. There's been some breaking news, sort of. Questions are raised by Stanton School Bus sexual assault lawsuit when students are not safe. So there's a lawsuit that's out, it's pending. Um, a Stanton student and family is getting ready. Well, they actually already have sued the school board. So let me get some information here. One second. I think I may have a video. Hopefully it plays good. Maybe I'll play the video first. One second. Let me see. Okay, so here we go. A federal civil rights lawsuit against Duval County Public Schools is raising difficult questions about student safety, sexual harassment, transportation oversight, and how schools respond when a student reports sexual misconduct. According to a lawsuit filed by the family of a former Stanton College Preparatory School freshman, the student was sexually assaulted by another student multiple times while riding a school bus in September 2024. The lawsuit, reported by Jacksonville Today on August 10th, 2026, names Duval County Public Schools, Superintendent Christopher Barrier, two Stanton administrators, a school resource officer, Student Transportation of America, STA, and the bus driver as defendants. The complaint alleges that the district failed to adequately protect the student despite what plaintiff described as systematic failures in preventing, reporting, investigating, and responding to sexual misconduct. So these are allegations at this time in a pending lawsuit. Nobody has been found liable by the court as of yet, but there's been some interesting facts revealed from the lawsuit, and that's kind of what I want to go over. So let me take a moment to see if one second. Let me just try to take a moment to see if I can play this video real quick. This is a raw, excuse me, raw screen grab because I have not yet put together the video to go on YouTube. That'll be up tomorrow. So give me a second. I think it's done. And I just want to share this really quick. I think this is it.
She was a ninth grader at Stanton College Preparatory School when another student began sexually harassing her on the school bus. The lawsuit describes 3 incidents, ending with what attorneys say was a prolonged sexual assault on September 30th, 2024, alleging that the bus driver failed to intervene. According to the attorney, during the assault, the accused student asked the bus driver for his thermos. The driver handed it to him, and according to the lawsuit, looked directly at him. The alleged assault then resumed. The student reported what happened to school administrators October the 17th, and her family later asked the district in writing to preserve surveillance video from the bus. The lawsuit says that video was not retrieved until mid-November. Lawyers also allege that after Doe reported the assault, school officials required her to sit at the front of the school bus near the driver. And the male student accused of assaulting her was later arrested and pleaded guilty to felony battery.
Well, again, the fact pattern is fairly weak. The perpetrator has been brought to justice. The claim on a bus driver is based on him handing the young man a thermos. I don't see how you connect the dots on that. Obviously, the school administrators have no clue about what's going on the bus. And so it appears the school board has acted timely.
Former federal prosecutor Curtis Fallgatter, who's not associated with this case, says he expects defense attorneys to argue that the bus driver's primary responsibility was watching the road, not monitoring every interaction between students. The victim's attorneys also argue that this case fits into what they describe as a broader history of reporting and oversighting problems within DCPS, saying preparatory school when another student began sexually harassing her on the school bus. The lawsuit describes 3 incidents, ending with what attorneys say was a prolonged.
Okay, hopefully you all could hear that and it was sounded okay. I wanted to play the news clip because within that you see where I think that's the county responding, to the lawsuit, basically saying, okay, well, you know, uh, the bus driver handed the student a thermos. What does that have to do with anything? That doesn't mean anything. But if you dig deeper into it, the assault was taking place at that time. That's the reason why that was such a big deal and that was pointed out because they were at the front of the bus. In the news clip, they don't share as much as what's in the article. That's why sometimes I'll read the article So you can find that article at jackstoday.org. And it goes into depth about what the lawsuit revealed, what the person is claiming. And what she's claiming is that this assault took place at the front of the bus, where the bus driver could clearly see what's going on. And she even says he looked into the mirror watching it happen, the bus driver. So that's why STA is mentioned in this, Student Transportation of America. That's why they're mentioned in the lawsuit. And there are other people in the lawsuit because they're coming after anybody they felt failed this young woman in this process. So they're coming after the Transportation of America because you saw this happening. You didn't say anything. And then it's like you didn't even want to corroborate what she's saying. When she reported it, um, basically they blew her off. They made her sign something saying she would stay away from him. They made her sit back at the front of the bus where the assault took place. That's the only place she could sit on the bus, was at the front of the bus. Nobody wanted to come into agreement with her on what happened to her within the school system. And they were kind of like blaming her. And so that's why so many people labeled in this. So, according to the federal court complaint, the student experienced a series of 3 assaults aboard a bus operated by STA. The lawsuit alleges that the third incident occurred near the front of the bus and that the student verbally objected and told the other student that the bus had security cameras. The complaint further alleges that security footage reviewed by the family shows the driver looking into the interior mirror and toward the students during the incident. They got him on camera doing it. After the student reported what happened in writing, the lawsuit alleges that the family encountered delays in obtaining evidence and that school officials failed to provide appropriate Title IX resources and support. The complaint also alleges that the student's academic decline following the incidents was treated as a routine academic problem rather than potentially being connected to trauma. Those allegations are particularly significant because a student's behavior and academic performance can sometimes change dramatically after experiencing harassment, assault, or another traumatic event. So there were several questions about how certain departments responded. We break all of that down in the latest article. It's on the blog, duvalconnect.blogspot.com. And we're going to keep following this. We're going to keep talking about it as more information develop. Nobody has been charged besides the person that did the assault. He was arrested. So let me go back to that real quick so I can make sure I'm giving accurate information. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I know he was arrested. Man. Yeah, the state attorney brought official criminal charges, and he pleaded guilty to felony battery. So they did bring charges. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see real quick. The complaint also alleges that the district was more responsive to the perpetrator's mother, who expressed concern to the school about the girl sitting near her son. Stanton administrators then required the girl to sign a stay away agreement without the involvement of her parents and required her to sit at the front of the bus in the area where the assault had occurred. District officials initially directed the boy's offense to be reduced to a juvenile civil citation, but after the family objected, the state attorney's office brought criminal charges, and he ultimately pleaded guilty to felony battery. The bus operator, STA, faced criticism early this year after an adult boarded a bus headed to Riverside High School and touched a student inappropriately. Duval Schools renewed its contract with STA earlier this summer. Wow. Yeah. So I do have a lot that I want to continue to break down from this. I'm going to be putting a video out about it tomorrow, so I'll probably put more information in it. I want to see if there's further things that comes out about it. So I'm looking deeper into that. And so if you don't get a video about it tomorrow, it'll be the next day, because I really want to break down the situation, and I still have some questions about it. And then I'm learning, there's been some previous things with this bus company. So there's just a lot to discuss. We discuss ways that parents, you can play a big role in protecting your children. And we break down the responses of each of the departments in the correct way that they should have responded. So there'll be more coming. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and log off a little early, but I hope you will join me next week. We'll be back 7:00 on the dot to give you Duval Connect Magazine Community Talk. I hope you have a blessed and great evening. Peace.